No Commanders Kings CP time allegations. Today, we are starting on time. What a day for Washington Commanders content. They are currently in DC right now, deliberating and voting on our new stadium. And that is going to be the last shit that we talk about today. I'm bringing Juan Gotti talking sports and my guy Pedro Schmidt on to talk about Terry Mclaurin requesting a trade. Terry McLaurin's top 100 ranking was just revealed, and training camp is still taking place. Do not be surprised if we talk about some football today, but there are so many things to get to. And while we're here, one of our new partnerships and sponsors for the season, SeatGeek, as you can see on the top right. Don't be surprised when you start seeing extended ads popping up and ad reads on the channel. Let's talk Terry McLaurin and training camp. And without further ado, I'm going to bring Juan Gotti talking sports and Pedro into the building. Fellas, how are we doing?
Oh man, I'm doing well. I appreciate you, Rio, for extending the offer to have me on. I would say I'm doing perfect, but of course, this thing is still lingering over our heads as it's getting messy by the day. But I'm doing well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pedro,
man.
how's it feeling?
Same thing as Juan. Happy to be here, but wish we were talking about a Terry extension instead of a trade request. But we'll break it all down in today's stream. So.
We'll definitely break it all down. And before we get into the emotional aspects of it and how everybody decided, well, how everybody's jumping to either side, the blame game and the demonization of these people. Before we get there, Pedro, how is your health, my brother?
Dude, I'm good. Appreciate you for asking. Everyone in the chat too. A lot of people have been supporting. So doing good. Like 5 weeks out of surgery. So been doing a lot of stuff. Going back to work. Was at training camp. So doing good. Appreciate you guys. And just get ready to get back into everything. And I'm happy it's done before the start of the season. So can get into it.
I hope that continues the trend in that direction, man. That was terrifying when you texted me and told me that was going on. And speaking of health, my brother Juan, Jim Twin, Planet Fitness finest in the building. We've been getting active, right?
Yes, sir. We've been getting active, man. It's the best thing I've ever done in my life. It's giving my life to fitness, man, and I love it, man. It's just showing the discipline and commitment that we all know we have as human beings. I'm telling you, man, it's definitely a grind. It's not easy, you know what I'm saying? But once you make that commitment to get in that gym, man, you're gonna fall in love with it. So I see you over there getting right too, my brother.
We
You
try.
locked in, shorty.
Yeah, man. What it does for your mental health and your performance and your everyday outlook on life, getting your health right. You got to do it right one time, and you never got to look back again. And I've always done it the wrong way, but they're gonna be like, I want to talk Terry in football, so we're gonna walk backwards. We're gonna start with the top 100 ranking because what a timing it was. I literally just tweeted about an hour ago. Wow, we're up to 55 on the top 100 list, and they haven't got the Terry yet. And then wham. And then wham, we get hit with Terry McLaurin on the day after he requested a trade. The script writers in the NFL don't play, right?
Man, it's funny because we just had this same issue like a week ago when people were going crazy about the social media intern that accidentally put out something in regards to the situation with Terry McLaurin, and they do it again. Like the timing that they're doing with this, they know what they're doing. That's essentially what we're saying. Like with this is putting them all out. With Terry requesting a trade yesterday, now okay, today is the day we're going to finally release him being number 250, the 52nd player on the top 100 list. It's just funny how the timing works, and it's crazy because soon as I saw that picture uploaded on Instagram, I tried to click the comments section because I knew the comments were going to go crazy, and as I assumed, they are livid in that comment section, man. It's crazy.
Yes, and it's not going to get better until he gets signed. So, I mean, it's been like that for 3-4 months ever since the OTAs. He started holding out for OTAs. So it's not going to get better, man, until we sign him, and it's going to get ugly. I mean, I'm surprised during training camp people haven't been like doing these chants. I swear I thought that was going to happen, and who knows, maybe next one that's open to the public, the fans are going to be a little bit more rowdy. I mean, I'm assuming Terry's going to still be there. He doesn't want to get fined, but it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out between like the fans and everything.
Yeah, man, this is the timing of this is very, very intriguing. And for those out there saying, how are they going to post this when they're in a contract negotiation and he just requested a trade? What, they supposed to not acknowledge Terry being on the top 100 list? Are they supposed to not show that?
Well, what would happen if they didn't? If they didn't post him, imagine all the comments like, "Oh, you guys didn't post him." So it's like they can't do anything right. You know what I mean?
It's going to be the same as that marriage shit. Like, they already featured his wedding isolated by itself earlier this season because they did. Now we get mad because they don't feature the wedding again. Like, the optics are never going to win until this situation gets done. And the flip side to this thing is we hate this for the continuity of the team, but as content creators, we've eaten off this shit. Like, this Terry drama, this is great for what we do. It's great for streaming, it's great for creating content, but I need this shit wrapped up at some point. But we are nowhere near the conclusion of the Terry McLaurin contract saga. So let's walk it back to yesterday. I might pop on the video because did y'all see the video for his top 100 thing yet?
I haven't, no.
Oh no. Matter of fact, let's get into that real quick. Let me get into that real quick because it's good. He got Kevontae Turpin on there from the Cowboys, which was random, but he was on there. Denzel Ward, Mikey's on there. It was a really good video. Hold on, let me pull that up. Now let's watch. This is the top 100 video for Terry McLaurin. Man, what a video! Thoughts?
That is emotional right there. I ain't gonna lie, because from looking at this to where we are now today gets me a little bit more upset than what I already was. I'm not a panic person in this whole situation because I think the deal's gonna get done. But like after seeing that, it's like, how can you not pay this man, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with everything Juan just said, and I mean, Rio alluded to it during the video, but that Austin Cyber, that every time I see that play, the Terry 86-yard touchdown, I get mad. I get pissed because I know what happens afterwards. And when it happened live, I was happy, but I did not celebrate because I had a feeling that he was going to miss. But yeah, man, you see all the big plays Terry made for us last year. He's still very productive. When you need a big catch, he's making it. And, the first half of the season, man, so many of those like shoestring tackles, like he should have gotten a touchdown, but he would get down at like the 1, 2, 3 yard line. But then the second half of the season, he really, really started to get in the end zone like that. And, not on a, big plays, but he was just getting there every time. And in the playoffs too, he scored every single game, right?
Yep. He had 227 yards and 3 touchdowns in the postseason. Absolutely. It's crazy, man. Crazy. What a year. And here we are on the precipice of, well, not on the precipice. He has requested a trade, but I'm not so sure it's an actual demand to be traded. I think this is the last play for him and Temu agent and Buddy Baker for this was their last move that's left for them because the team holds the cards. We're now in a place where Terry's either going to get extended or Terry is going to have to go out there and play on his current deal's final year, and they're going to be talking franchise tag or resolution in the 2026 offseason. That's where I currently stand. So I want to go back to yesterday. I want to walk it back and hearken to what were your immediate reactions and emotions and when you first saw it, because I was on the treadmill at the gym at Planet Fit. Bro, I lost a UNC hat at the gym yesterday. Hopefully they held it for me because I talked to somebody. Louis T texted me, fellas, how are we handling this? Are we going to do it solo or group or both? And I said, what did he just send me? I see breaking with Terry on. I'm like, oh, they got the deal done. No, they did not get the deal done. He formally requested a trade. I ran my ass home so fast. I left my hat next to the treadmill and I had to get on it immediately. I saw Pedro was already live at that point. But what were your immediate reactions to that? And we're going to walk back from yesterday up till today. Have your thoughts changed after you've let it digest? I'm going to start with Pedro here.
So yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I tried it. I was downstairs. I saw the news. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go get it and get this posted. Yeah, I mean, that was like my first like reaction was I gotta go up and start the stream up, and then I feel like for me, I just start like unwinding during the stream. So my reaction usually, if I can get live right after the news, that's my reaction right there. But yeah, I was like, I mean, I wasn't shocked, and I don't think y'all were either, just because at the point where we were in this, that was just the next step, right? The next step was, all right, Terry's requesting a trade, and we got to a point where it's been like 2 weeks ish now, over 2 weeks since training camp started,
About a week
and
and some change. Yep.
yeah, nothing has changed, right? So he went in. He went in and didn't report, and then it was a hold in, but nothing really changed. I think he really thought something was going to change after the holdout, and that's why it took him a little bit to hold it, to go to the hold in. He wasn't trying to lose all that money, but yeah, just yesterday I was like, man, we really got to this point. Like our star player, besides Jayden Daniels, our franchise player, a guy that's been here since 2019, and you're not paying him. And obviously, and we're going to get into it, but it's not just, the Commanders side. It's, you got to play into the agent side as well. I know Juan made a video on the agent, which you guys got to check that out. But it's crazy. My biggest takeaway was just crazy we've gotten to this point, because Terry, out of all people, is like the last person I would see, I could see requesting a trade. Even though it might not be an official trade request, it's probably more like, you know what, I want to be here, but if y'all aren't going to pay me, then, just send me my way. But I still want to be here. So, yeah, that was just my reaction. Just kind of just crazy it got to this point.
Juan, walk me through your reactions immediately when it happened and where it's at compared to where we are right now.
Yeah, so first of all, we gotta give a round of applause to Pedro Schmidt, Adam Schmidt over there, because that's how I found out. I got all the fellas, I got all y'all notifications on just because supporting everybody. And you broke it to me, Pedro. You're the first person that I seen with the news. And then I finally opened up Instagram and I see Adam Schefter. Breaking news, I'm thinking, okay, finally they got something done. Like that's what I would have assumed if haven't I not seen Pedro's post about it. But then they say requested trade. My honest opinion about it, and this is just how I've been the whole entire thing. Maybe because we've seen this play out so many times, but my panic meter has not moved. I'm not nervous. I don't think we're losing Terry McLaurin. I literally said exactly what everyone else is saying that has had the same thought process as us about this agent. This is their last ditch effort to try to pull the wool over the Commander's face to get them to panic to say, oh no, we gotta pay him the money that saying my client deserves. And that's where I'm at. That's where I've been at throughout this whole entire process. And it's funny because at the end of the day, we are fans. We're not like some type of super media, right? But it's funny how lockstep we are. Me, Rio, everybody, like we all are saying the same thing about this agent. Like, how did we just randomly think about this one day? I'll tell you why I randomly just started feeling like it's something with this dude. Because everything that came out, I was even skeptical about the Eastern Motors commercial. I said, that's not Terry McLaurin talking. Terry does not talk like that. He does not come out like that. He randomly does not just say he's frustrated, right? And I was off about that, and I called Cap right then and there. Got a lot of like backlash for it, but now you fast forward to a few weeks later, and we see more antics: a hold in, a hold out. Terry McLaurin not showing up. He is there, but not practicing. His agent's just right there by his hip. Like it's so weird because I feel as though, as you said, I believe you said it yesterday, Rio. Like if Terry was representing himself, he would have been under contract right now. But this dude, Buddy Baker, has put some type of bug in his ear to put him on this pedestal to tell him, I'm telling you, we can get you 34 mil, Terry. Just rock with me. We gonna get you there. And as we all went through his list of clients, it's trash. So I felt like he's using Terry as a way to promote his himself as Terry's his biggest client that he's representing. So my panic meter has not moved at all. I'm still the same. I think Terry McLaurin, like we've mentioned, does not hold any leverage in this situation, and this is their last chance to get Washington to bite and panic. and ultimately he'll end up signing somewhere between 28 to 30 million. And I think people are going to end up loving Adam Peters for the move and the way that they are strategically doing this thing, because we for so many years have asked for general manager that ain't gonna be a pushover, ain't gonna just
Mhm.
give a guy money, right? We've seen this year in and year out with the former regime. I had a comment, someone said, I think on Twitter, Dan Snyder would have been paid Terry McLaurin. And I'm like, oh my God,
And
okay.
that's not what we want. We don't want
Right.
meddlesome ownership. Look at Jerry Jones. Like, we're in similar situations, but not really right now, because Jerry's Micah Trayvon situation is very different than what we're going through with Terry right now.
Exactly, and that's the point that I've been trying to make to people, that this is it. This is what we wanted, right? We prayed for this. We prayed for. Look, just go back to the draft. Howie Roseman tries his hand with Adam Peters every single time, and it does not work because he's not standing for it, and that's how he's carrying it this way, in this negotiation process. And I think that's how fans should want it. They shouldn't want a general manager that's just going to be easy and say, you know what, I'm gonna cave in and give you 34, $35 million. So panic meters not moved. I think a contract will be done. And at this point, I mean, I just want it to be done for the sake of the fans and us so we can move on. But I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling.
Yep. I ain't going to hold you, though. It's not about to be done in like too soon. So
Yeah.
get as much content as you can off of
It's
these.
especially with, if you look at Adam Peters' history, a lot of or not Adam Peters, the 49ers, which he was there when these happened. A lot of the deals were getting done late August, early September, right before the season starts. So this is how he operates, whether you like it or not. That's how he does it. So it's like Rio said, it's going to probably take a few more weeks. Hopefully not, but probably.
Yeah, man, this is an interesting situation. And before I go into my thoughts and where I stand as of right now, appreciate you, the big NRG company, for the 1999 super chat donation. Rio, love your grind. Question: how much of the Terry detractors are of the shut up and dribble crowd? I see where he's going here. He's standing up for himself and hasn't drugged the organization he didn't drag the organization in the process. Young, black, and standing on his square. What say you? I see what you mean there, because I seen a lot. I expected this once the trade request went through. I see a lot of people on their demonizing of either Terry McLaurin or Adam Peters because of that. I promise you, you do not have to hate either party, because this is how the business operates. This is the NFL. It's the greatest reality show in the world, and a part of players trying to take some power back from the owners who have all the leverage in this league. They do things. They scrub their social medias. They go on media tours, flirting with other teams. Brandon Ayuk went on the Pivot podcast and gave a short list of teams he wanted to play for that's not San Francisco, while bringing Jayden Daniels to the interview with him. Jayden was sitting right next to him, bro. Like, they were over there geeking like two high school like friends in class. And Myles Garrett penned a formal letter and then flirted with us. He flirted with the Eagles. I want to play for a quarterback like Jayden Daniels. I want to play for a culture like Philadelphia, and then signed on the dotted line with the Browns. We saw 3 receivers last year ask for a trade: T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, and Deebo Samuel, and none of them got traded that season. 2 of them got extensions. They all didn't happen on time. We watched Jamar Chase not get an extension last year despite holding out or holding in all of training camp. And Jamar Chase was the best receiver in the entire NFL and coming off a rookie contract. So this is normal. Not as much of a distraction we want to make it. We had the best practice that we've had all training camp yesterday. Jayden Daniels is not being deterred by this situation. The players are still locked in, focused, and we're still building on to our title window that's opened up this year. But this is a big storyline, and this is our first real adversity that Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, Jayden Daniels, and company are going to have to deal with, because the honeymoon phase has been over a year long. It's been all happiness. 3-game losing streak, 55 on our head tops in the NFC Championship. That's not adversity for year one. Those are overachieving happiness. Like, we had the best season of our 3 fan lives last year. And now we run into one of the most loyal, selfless, class, culture. He's the embodiment of what that Commanders tag they have is. Terry McLaurin requested a trade yesterday in a last ditch effort to make sure that Washington pays him that money. So, where are y'all at on percentage that this is a real trade request? I'm on like 7%. That's a real trade request. I think 93% of that is, man, stop playing with me and pay me and we could keep it pushing. What is y'all percentage of legit trade requests? Like, I actually don't want to be here anymore. Where are y'all percentage at this point?
Pedro, you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. I mean, for me, I literally did not this exact thing, but I was like doing a breakdown of like the percentage of where I think or what I think will happen. I think I literally said like 4 or 5%, like 3% trade. It's not going to happen. But in terms of, I might have even said 7, exactly what you just said. But yeah, it's not a real trade request. Like I said earlier, it's just his last like bullet in the chamber was the trade request. Someone's put that in the comments the other day, and I was like, all right, that's a good analogy. That's his last thing that Buddy has for him. And yeah, I mean, I think he wants to be here. Like, he wants to be here. And like, even his friends, and we might talk about that later, his friends on social media.
Gary's not the best player on the team, by the way, but go ahead and continue, Pedro.
Yeah. His friends on social media yapping about whatever, but they were even saying like, despite like, I think one of his friends was saying like, yeah, like I wanted Terry to leave after the Miami cardio incident, but he didn't want to leave. Like, even after I said he should leave, like, so Terry's loyal. He wants to be here.
But he deleted his Twitter too.
Yeah, he deleted his Twitter. I mean, his friends, come on now. Like, I mean,
he was talking contract specifics on the timeline.
Yeah, it's like, what are you like? You're talking about the team not helping out Terry, dude. You're not helping out Terry by putting this stuff out there. It's ridiculous. But whatever. I think Terry, despite everything, he wants to be here. You know, he's married. He's got a house here. So the trade request, it's part of the negotiation tactic. And Buddy, whatever his name is, what's his last name?
Buddy Baker.
Buddy Baker. I got him confused with Billy Baker yesterday. I was
from All American, and he might as well be an agent on All American at this point, man. He would definitely represent Spencer James.
But I was just switching up the names, but yeah, Baker. I mean, it's Baker talking to Terry, and I said this yesterday. I want Terry and Adam Peters locked in a room together. Just do not open the door until they get a deal done. Because I honestly think that's the issue. I really think that's the issue, is the communication, and just, get that agent out of there. Terry, Adam Peters, talk it out, find out the issues. Because it's not a one-sided thing, I believe, right? Because if we're going to believe the reports that Terry's asking for 36 million, then we got to, believe the reports from Jeremy Fowler that they were offering a little bit more than he's getting right now, 23, 20, like 24. So it's on both sides. They're very far apart from each other. Mm-hmm. They got to find a middle ground. And I don't think either side has budged. And we can talk about also like how it's gotten to this point, because I have opinions on that too. But we'll go to Juan on the question that Rio had.
Yeah, so for me, again, if there's a possible way for me to say 0, I would honestly go that route, because again, I'm literally fine right now in terms of like just my personal panic meter, and then this whole trade request, I think it's fraudulent. I think it's just again, as we mentioned, their last effort to try to get Washington to overpay for Terry McLaurin. He literally came out and said that he wants to be here. He's built his family here. They have a home here. Exactly. I mean, you telling me a guy that doesn't want to be here is going to go out there with the fans, literally tell a fan that he loves them, sign all them autographs. Adam Peters says that they're working digitally to get a contract done in the media. Like, no, he does not want to be traded again. And this goes to, as you just said, Pedro, if this was no middleman, if the agent wasn't the middleman, like, I think some of these players need to become like Lamar Jackson and Jayden Daniels. Have your mom or somebody in your family represent you, because like these guys don't really have the best interest in your
have Bobby Wagner represent you. Him and Laramie, they do their own negotiations.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I think that's where I'm at with it as well on terms of the trade request. He wants to be here, and you know what's funny because we did this thing last year with Brandon Ayuk and Miles Garrett and stuff like that. But it's funny how watching other teams get their hopes up, like you got the Patriots fans making edits and all of
The
that, getting their
jersey
hopes
swaps.
up. Yeah, like we're victim or like we did this last year with other teams, so I can't even like clown them too much.
We
But it's
do it
just
every
funny.
year, every
Yeah,
player.
We
it's
do
just
it.
funny how like they genuinely think they have a chance to get Terry McLaurin, and he's not. He's not
Adam
leaving the
Peters
Commanders.
is not trading Terry McLaurin. He's not
Right.
going to trade him. It would probably take some ridiculous offer that we're not going to get.
Yeah,
But
sorry,
what?
real quick. I think that people also, the Commanders fans that want to trade Terry or that are thinking we're going to get a huge haul for Terry, we're not. Like,
Mhm.
I really believe that whatever we get for Terry is not going to be the value that he brings to this team.
And ain't gonna be no
Strongly.
first.
You said what?
It's not gonna be no first round pick.
Yeah, and if it is a first, it's the last, it's the Chiefs or whatever, and you might have to give up some. Like it's just not happening, guys. I'm sorry, the trade is not happening, and also you're not getting what you want out of a trade. It doesn't make sense on all sides here.
Yeah, appreciate you, my guy Sean. What up, Sean? He said, "I'm with Gotti, and I wish people stop saying everything San Fran because that's not the only organization that's been a part of. I think he has pieces from all of them and made it his own, not just San Fran. For sure, but that those were the most recent, and there were superstar player negotiations that took place. I think he still has." People in all buildings. I think Adam Peters strategically got that information out to Adam Peters to release about the contract because Cortland Sutton's contract happened to come out that same day. It is all timing. This is all premeditated and part of the process. Adam Peters' standpoint is no top pay wide receiver has negotiated a contract north of $30 million at the age 30 season. Not a single one on that list. There's not one you can show me. Tyreek Hill negotiated his contract 3 years ago when he was 27, 28 years old, coming off an 18 and 1700 yard season. So this is a one-of-a-kind situation. So for all the, why didn't they get it done yet? Just pay him and be done with it. It ain't that simple. It's not. This is a different. There's no comp to this negotiation because the closest comp to it is Mike Evans, and Mike Evans took 2 years, $52 million at 30 years old, which is actually only a 2-year, $41 million deal, but he's getting 26 this year because the way that the guarantees are structured is all that should matter to Terry at this point. It feels like the fixation is on the average annual salary being with his peers that he feels like he's on the same tier as. But the real thing should be guaranteed money. The extension would roll into effect at his age 31 season. I don't imagine they're going to guarantee any more than 2 years because you're talking 31, 32. At 33, you need to see what you still have in him. You need that current contract off the books, and there needs to be a younger early draft pick wide receiver in the room, and Terry at 33, 34 needs to be relegating to a complementary piece in the offense. And I know that's thinking ahead, but a good GM has to think into the future. We have a quarterback that's going to be the highest paid player in NFL history in a couple years from now if things keep trending how they are right now. So I feel like we gotta understand the thought process of the GM in a front office that we've begged and prayed for a long time. Thoughts?
Well said. Well said. I definitely think when you talk about everything that you just said, that kind of proves what everyone feels in terms of both sides being too rigid, right? No one wants to be the first. Adam Peters doesn't want to be the first guy to pay this north
Mhm.
of 30 receiver this max amount of money. And obviously, the other side with Terry McLaurin and the guaranteed money, they obviously have a number that they want set, and they're not planning on reaching. Or the organization doesn't seem to be matching. But what I will say to that, if we're talking about getting this deal done, there has to be a middle ground for where both sides can meet somewhere to please both sides. I'm sure Terry McLaurin's biggest gripe is obviously, as you mentioned, Rio, the guaranteed money because he's like, Look at Brandon Ayuk for an example last year. He got his money, tears his ACL in week 4. Terry McLaurin's like, what if that happens to me and I have no
Mm-hmm.
guaranteed money or that's the biggest issue that I think that's the biggest divide. And when you look at Adam Peters' side, he goes to the Cortland Sutton deal as a reference. He goes to his age as a reference. He goes to Mike Evans as a reference deal. So it's definitely a tricky situation to be a part of. But again, I think if both sides can just quickly find a way to just move a little bit, like both sides seem to be stuck in submit and stuck in their own way. If they could just both stop being naive and just come
Mm-hmm.
close, I think we can get this thing done.
I think so too. And speaking of that compromise that you just mentioned, JP Finley just put out a tweet, and it makes a lot of sense. If the Mclaurin camp wants to use the DK Metcalf deal as a comp, ignore the AAV because it's not as simple as he's getting $32-33 million a year. He got $60 million fully guaranteed at signing. Washington can get there by 2 years, 28 million, and just convert some of the money to guaranteed money this year. Bang, everybody's happy. See, they can give him a contract worth $28 million a year over 2 years. Move some money around in guarantees. Boom. It's like you got 2 years, 60 million. You're getting 30 million per. And that's what DK is getting for real. DK is getting the equivalent of 30 million a year twice. That's what he's getting. All the rest of that is monopoly money and for the agent to look like a superstar and for fans to have discourse about it. But that's that's the compromise right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll play, not on that part, but I'll play a little devil's advocate on the whole situation. I mean, I mostly agree with you guys, but I think if they would have been and obviously we don't know. We're sitting here, right? We don't know what Adam Peters is saying, what he's offering. We don't know how crazy this agent is and what Terry wants. I think, though, if they would have come out early, because Adam Peters has a history of doing this, or I guess the 49ers, and we don't know if that's all Adam Peters, but if they would have done this right after the playoffs and been like, all right, Terry, we're going to offer you this much, I think he would have taken less than he's asking for right now. I think that the DK deal, there's a lot of deals. Jamar Chase, that has nothing to do with Terry because he's not that type of player and he's way older. But that does bring up the price in general for the receivers when he's getting paid $40 million. Garrett Wilson, DK Metcalf, like there was a lot of deals that were done. And I think if we could have gotten it done a little bit earlier and maybe offering a little bit more than Adam Peters wanted to in February, all of this would have been avoided and we could have gotten him for a little bit cheaper. Again, who knows? Maybe Adam Peters was trying to do that, but Buddy, whatever his name is,
Buddy Baker. Call him Billy Baker. You want to call him Billy Baker so bad.
I know. Buddy Baker was not, answering the phone, stuff like that. Because I think that's what happened, honestly. At one point, the team was offering him stuff and Buddy Baker was like not answering the phone. And then that's why the team went, silent for a month, for 6 weeks, heading into that the shoot they did with Terry going off from the team. So for me, I think they could have done it a little bit earlier, maybe got it done, but also we don't know all the details there in terms of maybe that's what they were trying to do. I think it's going to get done. And yeah, like you said, it has to be a compromise. And Terry's 30s, or he's about to be 30. So you can't be paying him 34, 35 mil a year. I think, around 30 is reasonable, maybe a little bit less. I think that's reasonable for a guy as good as Terry. Maybe his ceiling isn't as high as some of the other guys in that list, but he's very consistent and he's been getting 1,000 every year. And now he's starting to get touchdowns. And with Terry, I think he can do even better. So just a little bit of, different thought process there. But again, I'm with you guys on the whole thing. It's, it's a little bit of both sides.
I would be more inclined to believe a trade is an actual realistic possibility if we had a normal year one of a rebuild last year. If we had the Patriots rebuild year from last year, I could see you potentially moving on. But no, we immediately opened a title window and we're 60 minutes away from the fucking Super Bowl in year one of new everything. 25 new players, rookie quarterback, second-time head coach, rookie GM, and we got right to it in year one. Meaning, right now, we're contending for a Super Bowl this year. Our quarterback is the best in the conference. You saw him on the Madden commercial earlier. Face of the NFC.
Yeah.
Face of the NFC, man. What can I say? People are talking every day about him winning the MVP this year. And for him to do so, Terry Egghead ass need to be out there running wide receiver on the opposite side of the field as Deebo Samuel. So Terry, you're not getting traded, buddy. So we gotta come to a resolution. So to put a bow on the Terry side of things, so we can actually talk about some training camp. We had a good day of practice yesterday. Yeah. Kay Adams, who I call Bay Adams, was at camp interviewing Payne, Deebo, Jayden, Quinn. I watched every second of those, and the vibes were so good. It was such a family environment. Everything was so kumbaya, and then boom, trade request. It just threw everything off. So when do you think a resolution happens, if one happens this offseason? Juan?
I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to say, for me to be, delusional, a deal gets done on my birthday, August 15th. Okay. I'm going to be delusional and say Terry Mclaurin gets signed on, is that Friday?
That's a Friday. That's a Friday. That's 3 days before our Monday night preseason game versus the Bengals.
Hey, actually, not thinking about it, that may not be so delusional because we're at home for that one too. So, yeah. Okay, August 15th, Juan Gotti's birthday, and 3 days before Washington's home preseason opener against Cincinnati on Monday Night Football. It's funny how we're Monday night again, just like 2 years ago when we had that electrifying Monday night win over the Ravens. Went crazy. But, yeah, I'm going to say August 15th.
Okay, Pedro, when do you think, if you think a resolution's happening this offseason, when do you think it occurs?
I'm going to still believe, so we'll go August 29th. I think the last preseason game, I'm trying to look right here.
The 24th. The 23rd is the last preseason.
23rd, so they're going to be doing all those cuts over those next few days. I think they finish that, and then they get a deal done maybe like August 29th, 30th, or whatever. I think around then they get a deal done. But I would love it for it to be the 15th, though. I would love that.
Yep. I think we're getting a September 1st. We're getting a the week of NFL kickoff, first week of the season. Show up to work on Monday, Terry. Show up to work. Like, no more holding in, suit up. Because this is game prep week. I think they're going to get an extension done the first week of September. We got Cosme's deal done. This is a very different situation. I think it's going to be a first week of it. He's going to be signed, sealed, delivered, and everything's going to be good vibes. All the crashing out that took place over the summer can then dissipate, and we could talk about spanking the Giants week 1. But I need Terry to stay in tip-top shape. It's very similar to what the CeeDee Lamb situation was, and I think he signed like August 27th after holding in the entire preseason for Dallas last year. Was able to stay in a good enough shape to avoid a soft tissue injury. The quarterback ended up getting hurt, which affected his numbers last year, but CD's situation was a little different. He's coming off like 100-something catch season, the 1,700. It's different. But I think they fall to some type of healthy medium and they get a contract. Either way, he's going to be here. He's either going to get a contract or they're going to roll this situation into 2026. And I don't think Terry's going to stand 10 toes down and Le'Veon Bell the shit and sit out a whole regular season. At 30, you cannot do that shit. Do you think Terry would do that?
Hell no. He loves the game too much, first of all. And as you just mentioned, he's not 24. You can't afford to do this. You think you sitting out a whole year. You think you don't have leverage now. You sit out a whole year. You were literally going to be dug in. You have no type of leverage at that point. And then also speaking to that point, let's say they don't pay him a contract extension this year. He goes out, put up 1,300 yards. Now you have the leverage because now you can say, well, you didn't pay me last year, and I just had a career year again after having a phenomenal year the year before. So now I'm going to want more than what we originally could have done. So I think either way you could look at it, it could be a risk for both sides, but hell no, he's not sitting out. Terry loves the game too much. It's killing him right now to not be out there.
That shit put Le'Veon's career in a graveyard. What you think, Pedro?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think he definitely won't. Only chance is maybe his agent's in his ear being like, you know what, dude, but let's sit out. And I think if he does that, if his agent tells him that, Terry's got to be like, all right, bro, we're cutting ties. We're finding a new agent. Someone in his life, someone in Terry's life at that point has got to that's somewhat involved in the football world has got to tell him, bro, you got to get a new agent, because at that point he's just giving you terrible advice. Like this stuff right here, it's not crazy, right? To request a trade, blah blah blah. Maybe they did stuff the wrong way, but it's not. But like holding out, very very few players actually do that. I mean, Le'Veon Bell, Chris Jones did it for like one game, like 2 years ago. So yeah, if that happens, agents got to go.
Yeah, I don't see that taking. But I think Terry should, even if he gets the extension, he should fire the agent. I think he should fire him regardless, bro. I know he's from Indianapolis, just like you. I know he's bro. The optics of it look crazy, but they're gonna get something done. But I don't need to see Buddy Baker walking around training camp with Terry anymore. Like I want to see Terry. One and two. Can somebody in the equipment room give Terry another outfit? That brother wore the same thing all week. I've seen him every day after. You think you're looking at the same picture in the same video because he's wearing the same cutoff and short. I know it's duplicate. He's not wearing the same thing every day. They're giving him different one. They got to have more colors and styles available. Why that brother been wearing the same outfit for 6 practices straight?
They don't got no burgundy joint in there, black. Like, come on, switch it up for my man.
Hey, don't tell me they said, hey, until we sign him, just give him the same shit. Just wash it for him.
Hey, that's crazy. That is insane, man. That is crazy.
Oh, man. Jared Talks Football. Appreciate you for your channel membership and for the $4.99 donation. Trading Terry would look similar to D-Hop in Arizona. In other words, fuck no. Oh, I agree. I agree. And that trade, look, I remember how all of us laughed at what Houston did when they traded him to Arizona. That was crazy, by the way. The Real Benjamin, appreciate you for the $2 donation. We got 5 draft picks next year. A trade could happen. We have 5 draft picks this year, and it looks efficient because all of them are flashing early and often at training camp so far. We're going to get to these players after I get through a couple of these supers. We're going to talk about training camp because training camp is still taking place, right?
Of course, man.
Yeah, it is.
All 3 of us went too, so we got some good insight for y'all.
We've been out there. Yeah, they had my boy Juan Gotti out there with the polo cargo shorts combo like a DB coach. He was out that joint looking like he was interning for Command Center. I seen him out there with the mic in hand. I see you, my boy.
Yes, sir. Back out there tomorrow.
Content, man. The Real Benjamin, thank you again for doubling up. OZ, 83.33%. De'Ami Brown, Ertz, yardage production increase. JD5 arrived. Terry's only 9%. It's not adding up for AP. I understand those analytics, but as soon as we start throwing the De'Amis and the OZs into the conversation, it becomes like, all right.
Also, just like using the math, right? When you're already at 1,000 yards, it's harder to increase as much as someone who has 200, 150 yards.
Correct.
So, I mean, I see the vision though.
Oh yeah. And shout out to late season OZ. Shout out to playoff De'Ami, because we'll never forget that. But we're talking about a guy whose career high in yardage was 308. So ultimately, that's a whole different conversation than Terry McLaurin. Jared Talks Football once again, my brother. Don't know if y'all saw, nor do I know how credible it is, but Stephen A. Smith, in regards to football, I don't really know what is. I know he's probably like, I got some sources in Chocolate City, and they tell me that I'm going to play the Stephen A. Smith clip in just a second. But apparently, we offered Terry $27 million. Jared, thank you for that. That is a good time to pull that clip up. I'm going to pull it up right now so we can see it. I don't know how everyone's belief in Stephen A. when it comes to NFL discourse is, but here we go.
I'm not sure, Kimberly and fellas, how wise it is for him to take this position at the moment in time. The brother is a guy that registers 1,000-yard seasons with regularity. He can ball. He is a valuable asset to their franchise. My sources tell me right now they're at about 27 million with him. To me, if they came, I think they should at least come up to 30. There's no question about that. I'm not sure.
Okay, so we've heard from Stephen A. Smith on the Commanders contract situation. Are we buying? And how Stephen A. is pretty plugged in, but do we think Stephen A. has a source that knows what we're offering Terry? Out of all people, we haven't heard Schefter come out and say what they're offering him. Do we really think Stephen A. knows?
Bro, he's just yapping, man. He's just yapping. I mean, like the thing is, he can really say whatever, and people are going to hate on him and say he doesn't have sources. And if he did have a source, they're still going to say the same thing. So he knows whatever he says, he's going to get hated on and supported. So he's just going to say a number. Honestly, that's what I think he did. Also, speaking of ESPN, I saw someone say in the chat, but Red Zone moved to ESPN. Which,
Word? NFL Red Zone is owned by ESPN now?
Yeah, which is unfortunate, but
it's still Scott Hansen though, right?
I believe so, yeah. But
I'm done with Red Zone if Scott Hansen ain't on there, bro. That's a staple of my life, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Disney is just the monopoly. They just own everything. They're the most like, we got to have conversations. Now, matter of fact, I don't want to have conversations about it. Disney. Keep doing your thing. I ain't say nothing wrong with Disney. They own the world at this point, man.
No more commercial-free football, huh?
Oh, I mean, they got to do it. I mean, if they got a show where Pat McAfee's dropping F-bombs on ESPN, they can still let Red Zone be Red Zone. My guy Sean Moore, appreciate you for the $4.99. But then Gotti, they could tag him at 30, and he still won't be making what he desires. I think if they get it to 30, they're willing to cave. Like if Adam Peters say, "All right, we're gonna skew the guarantees. You got $30 million over 2 years, bro. Are we doing this or what?" I think they fold at that point.
Yeah, I think that's why I say, because I mean, going back to the whole beginning, I'm thinking, all right, 32.5 is going to get it, but as we seen it go decrease, I think that's the middle ground that we all are praying that they can come to is $30 million. Because as you mentioned, Rio, that JP tweet with the DK, AAV and the actual deep dives of his actual contract, that's literally perfect if you ask me in terms of what Terry McLaurin wants and what Washington wants. Because I talked about this in the very beginning. I said it's probably smart for Terry McLaurin to do a 2-year extension because that way he could potentially double dip if in 2 years he's still playing at an elite level. So 30 million, I think gets it done for sure, definitely.
Yeah, I think 30 gets it done. And honestly, like if they overpay a Miller too, I don't really care because they got JD5. The thing is, and not a lot of people are talking about it, but JD5's got 4 more years. If they pick up the 5th-year option, he's got 4 more years under contract, right?
Oh,
Terry,
it ain't gonna be no 5th-year option for Jayden. I'll tell you that.
I mean, can't they can still can't they accept it? And
they can step in and extend him. But exactly. I think after year 3, we're probably starting contract talks for Terry.
So yeah, they'll start contract talks, but in terms of the actual contract, he'll be on that rookie deal for a little bit. So if it's a 3-year extension, it'll line up with Terry. And once Terry's deal's up, that's when Jayden's going to be getting paid. I don't even know, 70 mil. 60, 70 mil, whatever that is.
It's going to start with a 7. It's definitely going to start with a 7 upwards at that point because these NFL numbers keep going up.
Yeah. That's some NBA money right there.
Yeah, man. He said, yeah, bro. He interviewed me on Monday. He called me OG because of all my great. Yeah, because Stephen A with his sources, man. Shout out to Stephen A. But I think we're all good on Terry McLaurin trade request for now. Anything else y'all got on it before we close it out?
Nah, we all good, man.
So training camp. Washington had a really good day. The rookies are shining. Jalen Lane is making plays every day. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt looks like an NFL running back. Jayden is scoring on like all of the red zone and goal line opportunities yesterday. Just a good day of practice overall. Good vibes. How do y'all feel about Washington's first 7 days of training camp? Practice, you could talk about any player, anything. Just go into it. I'm going to start with Pedro here.
I mean, I'm not going to talk about a play. I'm going to talk about a fellow content creator, Ed Oliver. I was there with him. I mean, I was trying to stay for that story on Commanders Kings, but I didn't know when y'all were going to get to it. But I was there. I mean, I guess Ed was right behind me when Brian Robinson walked by, and I guess B-Rob didn't sign Ed's bucket hat, but the vibes were good. The vibes were good during training camp. I saw Ed, which is crazy because me and Ed have been, we've been talking since 2019, and we finally met for the first time. So that was great.
First link up. I love it.
Yeah, we were talking for a while, chopping it up. Training camp was good though. I mean, that day, I was hoping it was going to be pads because Nikki Jabala reported that that Tuesday was going to be the first day, but it was the day before. But it was cool. It was cool. And yeah, Jayden looked good. That's not a surprise. Like honestly, the focus this offseason. It's not. We know Jayden's going to be good. Who cares? These people about the sophomore slump, who cares? It's not going to happen, in my opinion. But I'm trying to think. Besides that, Chris Moore, he was getting thrown a lot of deep shots. He caught one, dropped another. Jalen Lane, that's my guy. That day, he didn't really do much, but yesterday we know he balled out, and I think on Wednesday he might have had a catch or two. Not completely sure.
He had the catch when I was there that day. My son.
That was you who was there. Okay, yeah, that was an insane catch. But I'm trying to
throw. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a great throw too. K. Madrano, I didn't hear anything about him, but the day I went, he had an interception and he also had a pass breakup. And then after that, I was watching him a little bit. And his coverage was good. His coverage was really good on even like the plays that they weren't targeting him. So I'm excited for that. Not in terms of this year. He's not really going to get PT this year, besides maybe special teams. But down the line, you're sitting behind Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu. Like, that's why I love that they're just continuing to draft linebackers in these 5th, 6th, like Jordan McGee, Dom Hampton, who they switched to linebacker, and then now K. Madrano. Get as much of those guys as you can because they're sitting behind a first ballot Hall of Famer in Bobby Wagner and then one of the best, linebackers in the league in Frankie Louvu, and they're totally different players too. So these linebackers can pick and choose from both of these players what they take. But yeah, the vibes have been good, man. Jayden, Debo too, that connection. I know you've been talking about it a lot, Rio, but that connection's looking good, and that could be one good thing that's come out of this Terry thing is that Jayden's forced to throw to Debo because he's the number one option out there. And besides that, Noah Brown, I think he also looked really good just in terms of running his routes and stuff. I think he has a good chance to have a good year this year. What's up, my guy, Abdullah? I missed him there at training camp, but Juan.
Abdullah, man.
Yeah, so shout out to Abdullah as well. Shout out to you, my guy. I was there at training camp on Monday, and that was the first day of pads. And I know we all been hearing about this Ja'Cory Krosky murder. I have a bunch of players we can talk about, but I know we've been hearing about Bill prior to going out there to training camp. But Rio, Pedro, I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? And I don't mean to come off sound like I'm glazing.
Nah, glaze. Krispy Kreme.
They asked me, look, they say, why are you sold on Ja'Cory Krosky murder? Because my guy Z from Reading Z, he loves him. They asked me, why are you sold on him? And I said, I kept it real. I said, just look at him, right? It's not nothing he's done thus far. He just has it. You know when a player has it because you can't describe it, but you just know.
You know it when you see it. You know it when you see it. The eye test is immediately passed. You don't have to look for a reason. You just see it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly. And even before you go to his one cut, that's what everybody says. DQ says it. JD5 says the one cut. Just talk about the on-field swag, first of all. My guy walks with a swagger, got the one leg sleeve. Like, he just looks like a
that one leg sleeve did it for me, man. That did it for me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna be it, bro. And he's already getting the first team reps. I think I have one video clip that I recorded. I mean, the physicality that he runs, but everyone wants to talk about his quickness and speed, and it's there. But you think you're getting him tackled down after one hit? He's able to bounce off a tackle and keep the legs turning. I mean, I think it was Tyler Owens and the rest of the crew trying to wrap him up, and he's like, "Get up off me, man!" You know what I'm saying? So I've been one of the biggest standouts as well. Really, that everyone wants to talk about. But my favorite from the whole entire training camp, and since I've been there. I've been on this whole bandwagon for the whole offseason since we drafted Trey Amos. Trey Amos and Mikey Sammerstill, that duo, we're like all state for the future because that duo has us in good hands. I literally saw them run this pick route to perfection, and I got it on video too. So it was Luke McCaffrey, and it was, obviously a pick route. And Trey Amos was lined up I think it was Mikey Sammerstill lined up on the inside, Trey Amos on the outside. And they swapped so seamlessly that Mikey Sammerstill was able to get underneath of the route and cause a pass breakup. And obviously, Trey Amos switched to Deebo Samuel, and it was so beautiful. I'm like, God, yes. Because just 6 months ago, 8 months ago, we were watching Benjamin St. Juice and Michael Davis and Emmanuel.
God, bro.
Who has the
Very
nerve to
unserious
laugh?
cornerback.
Don't bring me back to those. Well, please, like whatever. Oh my God,
Y'all
bro.
see Forbes try to alley-oop off Cam Curl trying to recruit Terry on Twitter.
Yeah, the comments was
Bro,
killing him, bro.
Emmanuel Forbes cannot escape it, man. And
They was killing that boy on Twitter, man.
Oh my God.
dude, I remember last year they were talking about him gaining 20 pounds, and then you see the picture of him next
With
to the
chicken legs and shit.
next to the camper. I mean, hey, I hope Forbes does well, but yeah, that cornerback last year to this, like Noah Igbenogany, and I think he's decent, right? I think he's a good depth piece to have. He was the second corner last year on the team, and now you got him as the fifth corner. I mean, you got what?
And he's hooping in camp. He's hooping in camp.
Yeah,
I was
and
gonna
he's
say
like
that, yeah.
he's a good depth piece, and he was not bad in the slot last year. But now you have Trey Amos, you have Mikey Sandersville, Marshawn Lattimore, who if he like, I think he has a chance to have a really good year. And then after that, you got Jonathan Jones. He's a starting cornerback in this league, and he's going to be coming off the bench. And you got Noah Igbenogany, who also is a starting. Like this cornerback room, they really overhauled it. And shout out to Adam Peters and company, because that's a huge difference. And I know you, Rio, you've been on the Trey Amos bandwagon for a while too. I remember you, I think it was media day, and you were like, yeah, this guy's got that cornerback one, CB1. He's got the CB1 aura, right? And then I saw it at practice. I was far away, and he made a nice play on a pass to Luke McCaffrey. I thought it was a seatbelt celebration. I was really far away. It was not a seatbelt celebration, but he still made a celebration. I'm just happy I don't got to see the Benjamin St. Juice celebration after he gets cooked, but it's a overthrow, you know.
Yeah, man, that was crazy.
Yeah, that French Canadian bullshit, man.
Rashad Wild Goose, man.
Wild Goose and Fields
Tariq Castro Fields.
I remember I've seen Wild Goose in Castro Fields jersey, and it at camp, and they weren't like family members. And I was like,
I saw that too.
You spent hard-earned coin on them jerseys, brother.
It's got to be the name, man. It's got to be the name.
Hell yeah. But our DB room, our secondary in general, because Tyler Owens may not start at free or strong safety, but he's going to be on the field so much, he's going to feel like a starter. He's having a phenomenal camp.
Yeah,
our so safeties, good. Quan Martin looks like he's about to have one of those years. He's out there ascending, and he was on demon time with multiple separated shoulders last year. Our priority on defense, we don't got to be the best, second, third, fourth, or fifth best defense in the league. We have to find ways to get the ball back to Jayden in the offense. Flip fields, sack the quarterback, turn the ball over. And that has been a priority. You can see it at camp. They are starting to do it. When I watch clips, because I follow everybody, especially our division rivals, what they're doing in camp. The Eagles practice taking the ball away so much during training camp and practice. They're doing fumble rip out drills, recovery drills, knockdown drills, batting the ball in the air and catching it. They work so prevalently at taking the ball away. And that's why we were Fumble-Rooski City in the NFC Championship, and Jayden didn't get a proper chance to try to win that game because guys were coughing the shit up all game. We need to take the ball away this year. Quan is making plays. Mikey Sanders still's making plays. Amos is in on plays. I love to hear it, and I love to hear that the secondary is going to go from one of the weakest parts of the team to one of the team's strengths. Trey Amos, the way he walks, you know what I'm saying? The swag, the accessories, the way he bobs to mute. Like some guys, you just see it. Some guys just walk around and carry themselves like one of those guys. We don't even really have to talk about the linebacker room because we know what Frankie and Bobby going to do. Bobby's still a 91 in Madden, and he's 100 years old right now. Frankie Louvu was higher than Bobby on the top 100 list. We have motion. There's one commander left to come off the top 100 list, and it could be really high. My boy just got banished to the shadow realm.
I just lost power. Did I lose power?
Are you Gucci, my guy? My guy, are you good?
I don't know. I guess the Wi-Fi's still on, so I can talk. But
you still with us, my guy? My guy just got Thanos snapped like young Peter Parker at the end of Infinity War, right quick. The last commander to get to the top 100 countdown is going to be. You good, Pedro?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, my guy's back. My guy's back. It's Jayden Daniels. How high do you think Jayden Daniels is going to be on the top 100 list? And doesn't it feel good on days, even when the offense struggles, that you hear that Jayden's still dotting guys up all practice? The passes are accurate. Guys are dropping stuff. You never hear that Jayden is a part of the problem ever. We went for days where we had to pray for a good day of practice from the quarterback, and now everything just feels so effortlessly from 5.
Yeah, it definitely does. And it's funny. I was about to just allude to that point. I mean, what the other day I saw two back-to-back tweets where it was like, beautiful ball by Daniels, but right through the hands of Chris Moore, or beautiful ball by Daniels, but right through the hands of Noah Brown. You gotta have that one. And it's just like, come on, make him right. He's giving you opportunities and you letting them down. And that's what we can't have, because that's the reason why we weren't in the freaking Super Bowl last year. But
Bingo.
anyways, how high I think he's gonna be. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know if I can put a specific number at this point, but the way the NFL loves our quarterback and shines him as the new face of the league over Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts, it would not surprise me if he's up there. I don't know what the number's going to be, but I'm talking about up there, right?
Just to
It
give you
wouldn't
some
surprise
context,
me.
after year 1, Robert was at 20 on the list, and after year 1, Stroud was at 15 on the list. Now, give me your number.
I
He
gotta
might be
go
like
with-
he might be like 10 to 12,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I was gonna say. With that context that you gave me, I think number 10 is where he probably would be, and that would put the Eagles fans in flames. I can't
Oh
wait to
my
see
God,
what his
bro.
number is.
Man, these Eagles. Oh, I cannot, dude. Man, I can't even. The Eagles fans, it's crazy because I forgot how bad they were. Because when we were bad, they didn't care about us at all. So they wouldn't talk ish at all. But when it would really be the Giants fans that would piss me off. But man, the Eagles fans are just so miserable, man. I don't even know where to start, man. But just talking about Jalen Hurts, blah blah blah. But whatever, we don't got to worry about that. We got the better quarterback. But Jayden, I would say, I don't know, man. Before you gave that context, I would have probably said in the 20s, but we'll go 15. We'll go 15 in that range. I think he's the 5th best quarterback in all of football right now. I would put my ranking as, and the list, the order can vary, but I would probably go Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Burrow, and then Jayden. I think if let's say he has another really good year, and we make it to the NFC Championship, we make it to the Super Bowl, he's going up, over, I would say, Lamar and Burrow, and maybe even Allen. And who knows? I mean, Mahomes, he's been so good for so long. I mean, if he keeps making the Super Bowl, he stays at that one spot, in my opinion, unless he really starts to wet the bed.
Hey, that list is different though, man. Tyreek Hill was number 1 on the list last year. So
yeah,
and I've seen Hurts be number 3 on this list before, and they may give him the Super Bowl boost and put him in the top 5 to 10, but I'm very intrigued to see where Hurts and Jayden come off, because if Jayden comes off higher from his peers, and we already saw the list from the execs, scouts, and coaches in the league, that's unanimous. Fans can say whatever they want at that point. Like, everyone already sees it. And you see him on the Madden commercial. You see him on the NFL kickoff graphic. And he's getting more comfortable with the media. He's more active and talkative. Hey. Like, he's settling into that superstar role. Mama Jackson getting him right.
You see him yesterday with the K Adams. I saw some TikTok edit of him and K Adams today about how he got flustered or something, but it was funny. I think all like you said, the interviews were good because I think the players open up a little bit.
I ain't never seen Daron Payne that open in an interview before. Daron Payne is comfortable, he's happy, and he is locked. I ain't never seen Payne moving like this before.
I think Payne's gonna have a big year. I think with Daron Payne, he's finally able to be comfortable again, and he's out of the expectation realm. Like, when I say expectation, I'm talking about, think about it, right? Ever since being drafted by Washington Redskins, he was the Bama Wall with Jonathan Allen. Jonathan Allen's no longer here, so now he can go ahead and go back to being just him, for one. And then for the last 2 years, they have had this expectation on him because of the contract that he got, rightfully deserved, as far as having expectations from a fan base. But now there's no expectation for him. People are, in fact, giving up on him. Think he can be in the Jonathan Allen kind of, follow steps in terms of getting cut. So I think Daron Payne is, because he just said, I got all the money in the world. I'm not playing for nothing right now, but just to win and be a leader. So wouldn't surprise me if Payne turns back the clock and go back to 2022 Payne.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. So to close this one out, we are 7 days away from Washington's preseason opener. We're getting preseason Commanders. We're getting joint practices of Drake May versus Jayden Daniels next week. We are going to be the talk of the town with these Patriots wanting Terry rumors. And we're getting Drake May, the number 2 and the number 3 pick from the 2024 draft. And we get to see just how different in the developmental process both teams are. Who has the most to prove in joint practice / preseason week number 1 to you guys?
Without a doubt, it has to be the Patriots and Drake May. I think Drake May is the second best quarterback in this draft class. I'm super high on Drake May. I like what I
Drake
saw
May
from
too.
him last year.
Same.
But in terms of their whole rebuild process, this is Mike Vrabel's second stint as a first year, or not first year, but second stint with a new team. And now that you brought that up, Rio, I could early see New England following in a Dan Quinn and Washington Commanders footsteps, because you have a second head coach that was ultra successful with Tennessee. Let's just put that out there. You have your quarterback of the future. You got a receiver one in Stephon Diggs, which I understand he tore his ACL, but I still think he's a damn good receiver. Not saying you're complete by any means, but it wouldn't surprise me if New England took a step up in that AFC East division behind Buffalo. But without a doubt, it would have to be them for sure.
Yeah, were you? No, go ahead, my bad.
As that Bo Nix be like, why is F me for? Now go ahead, Pedro.
Were you saying like on the Commanders who has the most to prove, or just
either any of the who has the most to prove in the preseason week number 1 in joint practices? You can go. You can give me Commanders play, because honestly, fuck the Patriots. I'm gonna come back to Juan too. I'm gonna come back to Juan.
Speaking of the joint practices, man, it would be so sick if that Ravens one was open to the fans. Because I don't think it is gonna be, but man,
it's probably gonna be like select season. Hey, I bet you we see the hog farmers and tailgate Ted and that shit.
Because man, like, dude, that would be such a good opportunity. You could even fill up this whatever. But in terms of players, I think it's really the second year. I mean, obviously the rookies, but I think it's the second year players. Yes. Johnny Newton. Let me see what you got.
The big three. Yeah, him, Sennett, and Luke. It's them. It's all three of them.
Exactly. Because the other guys, like Jordan McGee, for example, the expectations aren't so high on him. So, like, if he balls out, that's great. But we're not. But Ben Sennett, I'm sorry, because I got hate last year when I was saying like Ben Sennett did not have, as good of a rookie year that he probably should have for a second round pick. But, again, tight ends, it takes a little bit of time to develop, but he's got to show something this year, right? He's got to show something that he can be a decent pass catching tight end. Johnny Newton, last year he got the injury excuse, but he did play okay and well at times. Let's see what he can do this year. And Luke McCaffrey, my hopes are not up, because so far in camp, we haven't been hearing a lot from him. But yeah, this year, he's a 3rd round pick, big expectations for him. Like, this is make or break. So those 3 guys. And then I would say, obviously the rookies, you want to see what they can do too. I would like to see Jalen Lane, run back a punt or something. And then, Josh Connerly, let's see how he looks. But it's really the young players, the second year guys for me that I'm most likely, looking to see. We don't need to see Jayden throw a pass. I mean, if they want to have him go for a possession.
I'm talking about preseason, in the preseason game?
Preseason.
Jayden don't need to wear shoulder pads.
Please. We don't need, like, if you want to give him one possession, whatever, but I don't need to see it. I don't need to see Mike Sand, like all these guys, like the joint practices are enough. If you're getting 2 joint practices, you don't need to see these guys play.
Yeah, I don't need to see Jayden. I don't need to see Debo. And I don't even need to see them in the preseason period. The joint practice is the closest we're going to get to regular season game speed. So that is where we want all of the updates. I'm going to be scrolling Twitter. It'll be cool if the Patriots do some type of simulcast like we got when we did the Ravens practice and one of the Dolphins or Jets practices. You could watch the whole Hopefully they do something like that, because I'm trying to watch practice. But Juan, who got the most to prove?
Yeah, so definitely for me, Oh, just quick little sidebar. I wish Terry McLaurin's contract was done because I would love to see Christian Gonzalez versus Terry McLaurin in the joint practice. That
Yeah.
would literally feed
Gonzalez out
families.
next week though. He's hurt.
Yeah, I know. I saw that he was a little bit banged up, but I think for me, the person that has the most to prove, this is personal gripe, it would probably be Ben Sinnott because I'm high on him. I've been fiending for a tight end since Jordan Reed. I've seen the connection between him and Jayden Daniels in training camp thus far, and I think he's the next man up. I mean, you think
Whoa,
about this
whoa, whoa,
tight
whoa,
end
whoa.
room.
Real quick. Sorry to break. I mean, this isn't Commanders, but Micah Parsons just requested a trade. So I mean,
Oh,
so
okay.
like again, he's not coming here, but I just wanted to say that. But sorry, Juan, go ahead.
Now
Whoa.
you're good. That's
That's
breaking news. I
that
mean,
is breaking news.
I think he's probably following in Terry's shoes, but I mean, his may be a little bit more serious though in terms of actually wanting to leave. But I don't know. I still kind of feel like he's a Dallas Cowboy. Real, you can
By the way,
speak to that too.
Commanders fans, it's not happening. So don't get your hopes up. And it sucks, right? Because Micah wants to play here. Malik Neighbors probably wants to play here, but guess what?
Oh, for sure.
Whatever happens, the Cowboys and Giants are gonna make sure they don't come here. So they'll franchise tag them, they'll extend them, or they'll trade them, but not to Washington.
Yep, it's not happening. Let that shit go, guys. But Juan, you were you good with your players? Just Ben Sinnott was your answer, right?
Yeah, we'll keep it short. I mean, I could go on for a tangent about multiple players, but we'll just keep it short with Ben Sinnott.
Yeah, for me, since you said Ben Sinnott, I'm gonna go Johnny Newton / Luke McCaffrey because these guys were taken with premium draft picks, like second and third round picks. Johnny Newton was our first of our 3 second-round picks last year, and he lost a lot of weight. He probably lost too much weight to play the position that he does in the league. He looks small as shit. He cut his hair. He looks like a completely different human. I've been seeing a lot of Johnny Newton as like the fourth defensive tackle in the rotation at practice, and I need to see more Johnny Newton than I see big-ass Eddie Goldman out there, and that has not been the case so far.
Yeah, definitely has been a little shocking. Rio got the off colors on, huh?
Hey man, Atlanta Braves snapback workout shirt. I'm gonna hit the gym in a little bit. Hopefully, I don't miss nothing when I do this time because I didn't get to finish my workout yesterday. But it's just colors. It's just colors in a hat, man. We not repping the red and blue, man. That's America. It's America, man. It ain't no ops colors, man. I would never wear no New York Giants shit, especially on the channel, so y'all could roast me right quick. But we're going to wrap this one up. I'm going to let my guys, Juan Gotti, Talking Sports, and Pedro, y'all are probably already subbed up to them, but if you're not, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my guys. Let folks know where they can find you and what you got cooked up for this upcoming season.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Rio, for having me on. You can find me on YouTube at Juan Gotti Talking Sports, on social media, on Instagram as well, Juan Gotti Talking Sports, but YouTube is where you can find me the most. And we got a lot of fire coming up this season, man. It's going to be a lot of content covering this team. It's going to be a lot of fun with the team being good, and we're going to have streams and videos, stuff like that. So everything that you can imagine about your Washington Commanders, come over to Juan Gotti Talking Sports because I got it all for you. Thank you again, Rio, for this opportunity.
Hey, of course, make sure you guys check out Juan. I mean, me and Juan have been streaming for like 6 years now.
Man, 2019, man.
Yeah.
I started
Juan's got great Commanders content. Just super, super creative. That's the thing I like about Juan. He'll be doing random different videos. I saw your NFL channel too. That was great, the CJ Stroud video. So plug that too. Check out Juan's second channel. But yeah, me, just Pedro Schmidt on YouTube. Check me out. Commanders content all the time. SCHMITH is the last name. But yeah, stay tuned. This season, the three of us are going to have some content out for y'all. So stay tuned for that. Streams, stuff like that. I'm excited. And Rio, again, man, appreciate you for having us on. It's always a blast and a lot of good stuff that we talked about today.
Hell yeah. Get used to seeing us on the screen together because I'm probably have an announcement sometime soon for something I'm going to be doing with Juan and Pedro recurring during the season. But make sure y'all smash that like button in the chat. Make sure y'all subscribe to Juan. Make sure y'all subscribe to Pedro. And while you're here for the 1,000th time, if you did not cop tickets to Commanders Kings Live, me, Ed, Louie, and Rico will be live at Crystal City Sports Pub on August 24th. The doors open at 5. The event starts at 5:45. We're going to be doing a live show. Come be a part of the show as we break down our final 53-man roster prediction the day after Washington's preseason finale. And we're going to go game by game and do our record predictions for 2025 because we have not done so yet on our separate respective channels. 45 tickets. We have sold more than half of these tickets. 150 was what we started with. We have less than half available. Make sure y'all pull up and bring good vibrations. I don't drink. I'll have a drink with y'all that night, man. We're going to have a phenomenal time. But that's all I got for right now. If anything else comes out during the day, I'll pop back up on the channel. Hail to the Washington Commanders. Let's get something done with Terry. Y'all enjoy your Friday and your weekend. Talk soon.